I think there's a stigma that's still there. I think people are afraid that if they admit to having um, a mental health issue, that people will think badly of them. And that both comes from society and from the sufferer, because you're looking for something else to beat yourself up with. So it's an easy go to beat yourself up over, God, what would people think if I say I have anxiety, I have depression, you know. So the stigma is for sure there. The veil is lifting. More people are talking about it. But it's still one of those difficult topics because it's really hard. You know, it's hard to talk about how you're feeling inside and have people understand that. You know, the only person who knows the whole of me is me. So how do I, you know, articulately put, without being a counsellor or a therapist or whatever, how do I make people understand how I'm feeling? When I, in often cases, like particularly at the beginning, I had no idea what I was feeling. So how do you communicate that to somebody? So I think that's the challenge. But I think the more people talk about it and the more you just let stuff flow, the easier it is, and the easier it is to get to the nub of stuff if you're just kind of in the habit of talking things out and communicating with those around you that you trust, family, friends, whatever it is. I know at the beginning, for me, when I was first diagnosed and I was telling, you know, family or a couple of friends and that, it was very hard. You know, I remember telling one of my brothers, and like I cried through the whole conversation. I don't know why that's making me cry now, but um, I think you kind of feel like you're letting people down. Um, it's very hard. I mean, it's easier now because like I know what I'm talking about and I can explain it a bit better. But in early doors, it was very difficult to discuss and tell people. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the old adage of a problem shared is a problem halved, and for me, that was definitely the case. The more I opened up, the easier it was to talk about it. So as I went through the people I was telling, it was getting progressively easier. Um, I was getting better at talking about it, and I had learned more about myself and more about what I was going through. So it was easier then in turn for the people who were listening to understand it. So it definitely did become more of an easier conversation. And in all cases, I got nothing but love and support. And that makes you stronger. Um, you know, feeding off those good vibes, you know, it's like the antibodies, you know, it was helping to kill off the bad thoughts. But it has to, you know, it has to come from you. You have to, like, all those good thoughts were there for all the years. You know, all the people that I told about my mental health struggles already loved me, already supported me, but I wasn't allowing myself to believe that. So getting help and learning to be nicer to myself, I was feeding off the good energy instead of the bad energy. And I was believing what people were saying to me. And I was using that to help me get better. So it worked for me, made me stronger for sure. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was important. It's a big part of what I've overcome is worrying about what people think of me. And so this goes against every kind of grain in me to put myself out there for people to judge me. But I'm doing this because I want to help raise awareness for mental health issues, and I want to help, so sad, help other people who are in the position that I was in. And I do feel that the more people who talk about it, and talk about it at the early stages of feeling bad and feeling depressed, that it will help people get help earlier. Maybe not even end up going down that road. Like, wouldn't life be way more simple if people just communicated, said what they thought, and kind of were just kinder to each other? I think the world that we live in now, there's so much pressure on people to be brilliant at everything in their life. You have to be a great mother, you have to be a great partner, you have to be great at your job, and you have to be, everything, you have to be fabulous, and there has to be fabulous pictures of you doing everything fabulously. And so there's a lot of pressure on people to be the best. And if you're not the best, just don't talk about it. Like, don't be bringing the mood down by saying you don't feel great. But, talking and opening up like that, I think, can only help. And you'd be surprised at the amount of people who want to live life in that way, who would just crave for somebody to say, well, actually, I'm not that great. Do you know what? Neither am I. And then you've got a conversation where you're helping each other, and life is better then. And so I know in my life, since I've started opening up about mental health and talking about what I've been struggling with, like the amount of people who've said, oh, me too, or my husband, or, it's there, we need to deal with it.